Hi everyone. Hi, my name is Anna, and today I want to talk about long distance relationships. So these are I'm going to give you tips for surviving long distance relationship. Now you may or may not know that I'm involved in a long distance relationship. Um, I live in the UK, and my husband lives in Nigeria. So I am in a proper long distance relationship. I've actually gone over the sea, not like in two different cities in the same country. We are far, far. I have to catch a plane and whatever else just to see him. But nevertheless, even though you may be in the same country or whatever else, a long distance relationship is always stressful. It's always stressful, always hard. So the things tips to survive are quite a lot. But first of all, I just want to say that long distance relationships are not for the faint hearted, not for the weak. If you find that you give up easy on stuff, don't bother. Because, as I said, it is hard, it is really stressful. You can't get through to each other how you'd like to because you're so far away from each other. So if you are weak and faint hearted and if you can't handle stress or can't be bothered, long distance relationships are not for you. There's so many other ways that you can find love. But for those of you who, like myself, have found love far away from you, you know, have to just go for the ride. So in order to survive such a relationship, uh, first of all, communication is like number one. Communication is key. You have to communicate. You have to speak. You don't have eye contact. You don't have feel. You don't have seeing the person in the other room even though they're getting on your nerves. You don't have any of that. So you have to talk. Whether it's by phone calls or using WhatsApp or Viber, stuff like that, social media, you have to communicate because that's the only thing that's going to keep the relationship going and keep you together and keep the intimacy and, help the relationship to grow. And so you have to make the time because both of you are kind of living separate lives. So you have to make the time to communicate and communicate in a way that, both of you will understand. Yeah. So communication is key. For me, communication when we first started was a little bit dodgy because of accent problems. I have a British accent, sometimes Jamaican accent because I'm Jamaican, and my husband has a Nigerian accent. And in the first start, we found it so difficult. But anyway, now we've got into the rhythm, so it's much better. But communication is key. Even if you're having an argument, you have to communicate. Arguments are good in a relationship, yes, definitely. And you are going to have arguments. But being far away from each other makes it even harder. And therefore, my second tip is you need to have I'm the bigger person mentality. You have to have the I'm a bigger person trait. If you can't have the bigger person mentality, you will have an argument for days. Because guess what? You're not seeing the person. You don't have to rub shoulders to get past them in the bedroom or anything like that. So you can easily not call or easily not reply to their messages or easily hang up. It's it's easy to do. I'm guilty, sorry. Um, but you have to be the bigger person. I'm stubborn. My husband is stubborn. Both of us are stubborn. And if we allow our stubbornness and our pride and our ego and I want the last word say personality to get in the way, we wouldn't be married probably. So you have to have the trait of saying, you know what, enough is enough. We need to move on. I'm sorry. Even if you feel that you did nothing wrong, you need to apologize. move on. Be the bigger person. Third tip would be also keep busy. Find something to do. I don't know if you're like, if you're not working or not going to school or whatever, keep busy. Find something to occupy your time. Because if you're not constantly engaged mentally, your brain will keep thinking, oh, this person, I miss this person, like, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll kind of slowly sink down a little bit, get a bit sad and depressed. It's happened to me many times. It's happened to my husband many times. And so even on top of work, I've found stuff, I've gotten into little hobbies here and there to kind of keep me on track. So keep busy, keep active, yeah. Tip number 4, be patient and understanding, because you are stressed out, you may be getting frustrated, but the other person also might be getting frustrated, but you're not seeing that and understanding that. So be patient, be understanding, understand that they also are stressed out. Yeah, definitely be patient. Tip number 5, make goals, set plans, so you'll say, okay, hopefully we can see each other by such and such a time, maybe for a particular reason, like celebrate birthdays or something like that. So set time, set goals that you will see each other, you'll be able to do stuff together, so then the relationship will grow even more. Yeah. And then tip number 6, I would say also is don't do it alone. So don't just be in a relationship with you and your partner or girlfriend, husband, whatever. Involve your friends, involve your family, let people, of course, be aware, and people can understand what you're going through. So whenever you feel a bit low, you can always have somebody to talk to. You're not going to tell them your business, but you're going to have some shoulder to cry on or some shoulder to lean on. And you won't feel like I'm on this side of the pond by myself while he's over there by himself. But, you kind of feel like somebody's holding your hand kind of thing. And then the next tip, which is quite an important one, is having a thick skin. Have a thick skin, because people will say a lot of stuff, especially when you're starting to feel low and you may, complain a little bit or whatever. People may say, oh, I didn't tell you to go and do this relationship, or, how do you know that this person is not over there doing stuff behind your back anyway? Have a thick skin. Really need to have a thick skin, especially for people who are in relationships like I am, where you live in a first world country, your husband lives, or your wife lives, or whoever lives in a third world country. People will say he's trying to, look for a free way to come to this place. He doesn't really like him, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it comes from the closest people. So you have to have a thick skin, or else you will easily give up on your relationship. You'll easily give up on love. You'll easily give up on what you've built. Have a thick skin. And then my last tip is quite an important one. You need to trust. You need to have trust, and you need to give the person some kind of space and freedom. You're going to say, how much more space can I give this person? I live completely the opposite side from them. But you can't be constantly ringing down their phone like that's stalkerish, Can't be constantly ringing down their phone. Can't be constantly asking them where they are, And all these phones that has all these tracking devices, and then you see them in a particular place, and then you're going to ask them, where are you? Why are you there? Who are you with? What are you doing? Don't do that. Be trusting. Trust your partner, because then also you equally want them to trust you. And if you're not trusting of them, they'll also feel then, maybe I need to be suspicious of you. So have trust. But as I said before, it's hard, but it's doable. It's hard, but it's doable. I've been in this relationship that I'm in now for almost coming up to 4 years, and I've been married for almost two of those. And I'm pretty much in love. It doesn't mean that because you're far away you can't find love. You can. It's doable, but you just need to work at it, find your own pace, your own rhythm, and things will work out fine. So, those are my few tips. All the best to you, and see you later.